Hello students, in the previous class we discussed the problems related to the standard form of hyperbola. Now today let us see the position of the line with respect to the hyperbola and the condition that the line y equal to mx plus c is tangent to the hyperbola and the properties of tangents. Let us do all these concepts today. Let us start the class. So the first concept is here today, the position of the line with respect to the hyperbola. Position of line with respect to the hyperbola. That means what are the positions of line which is in the plane of hyperbola? Sometimes your line intersects the hyperbola at two distinct points. Suppose this is your hyperbola and it is the line, it intersects the hyperbola at two distinct points. Sometimes your line maybe touches the hyperbola. Suppose this is your hyperbola, your line may touches the hyperbola. This is the line touches the hyperbola. Sometimes the line neither touch nor intersects the hyperbola. That is like this. This is your hyperbola. Your line neither touch nor intersects the hyperbola. So these are the three positions of line with respect to your hyperbola. That means here the 2 points of intersections are real and distinct. Here both the points of intersections coincident with only one point. Here the points of intersections are imaginary. Therefore, there are three possibilities for a line and the hyperbola position. That means here intersecting position, here it touches the line, here completely outside to the line. This is the outside portion. This portion is outside portion to the hyperbola. This is inside of the hyperbola. This is the inside portion to this hyperbola. Understand? So in this manner we can define the position of the line with respect to the hyperbola. Let us see the conditions. The condition that the line y equal to mx plus c is tangent to the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1 is c square is equals to a square m square minus b square. C square equal to a square m square minus b square. What is the line equation? Y is equals to mx plus c. What is the equation of hyperbola? X square by a square minus y square by b square is equals to 1. This is the equation of hyperbola. Now substitute the line in the curve and make its b square minus 4ac to 0 because both roots are coincident. Suppose the line intersects the hyperbola, make b square minus 4ac to greater than 0. Suppose it doesn't intersect the hyperbola, then b square minus 4ac to less than 0. Here they are asking only condition for tangency. So you just substitute the line in the curve equation and make its discriminant to 0. So what is the value of y? Mx plus c. I am substitute y value here itself. We have x square by a square minus mx plus c whole square by b square minus 1 is equals to 0. So we have b square x square minus a square times of mx plus c whole square minus a square b square is equals to 0. So b square x square, we have b square x square minus a square times of m square x square plus c square plus 2m cx minus a square b square is equals to 0. Now we make it as a quadratic equation x because it is m it is fixed, c is also fixed, the only varying is x here, so it becomes a quadratic equation in x. How to write this one? B square minus a square m square times of x square. Again you have minus 2a square mcx is there. Next what? Minus a square c square minus a square b square is equals to 0. So this is x square coefficient, this is x coefficient, this is the constant. Let us find its discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, that is equals to 4 a power 4 m square c square b square minus 4 times of b square minus a square m square into c, minus of that minus you get plus a square into c square plus b square is equals to 0. B square minus 4ac is equals to 0. You can cancel out our common 4a square. We have a square m square c square plus b square minus a square m square into c square plus b square. C square plus b square is equal to 0. On simplifying this one, we get the condition that the line y equal to mx plus c is tangent to the hyperbola. Okay. Now let us try to erase this one. Now a square m square c square plus b square c square. Next you have plus b power 4 minus a square m square c square. Again you have minus a square m square b square. That is equals to 0. A square m square c square, a square m square c square gets cancelled. You can take b square again common. C square plus b square minus a square m square is equals to 0. B square never 0 implies c square plus b square minus a square m square is equals to 0 you have. Therefore, c square is equals to what? C square equal to a square m square minus b square is there. This is the condition that the line y equal to mx plus c is tangent to the hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square is equals to 1. Suppose the line intersects the hyperbola, the condition is what? This must and should be greater than 0. So b square minus 4ac should be greater than 0. We mean c square plus b square minus a square m square should be greater than 0. So the condition is what? B square should be greater than, or c square should be greater than a square m square minus b square. If c square greater than a square m square minus b square, the line intersects the hyperbola at two real and distinct points. For less than, the line doesn't intersect as well as doesn't touches your hyperbola. So the condition for the tangency is what? C square is equals to a square m square minus b square. In the chapter ellipse, the condition is what? C square equal to a square m square plus b square. So instead of b square, if you write minus b square, you get all the results in the hyperbola chapter. Okay. So finally the condition is this one, my dear. C square is equals to a square m square minus b square. So at that time your hyperbola is like that. Your line is y equal to mx plus c touches the hyperbola. Next. So the equation of any tangent to the hyperbola in the slope form is what I am saying. Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square minus b square. That means there exist two tangents which are parallel to the hyperbola. They are tangents to the hyperbola. That is the sense. So we have, what is the condition? C square is equals to A square M square minus B square is there. From that, can you calculate the value of C or not? C is equal to plus or minus root of A square M square minus B square is there. Just to substitute the value of C in y is equal to mx plus c. Your line equation is what? Y equal to mx plus c. Here we get the line is y is equals to mx plus or minus root of A square M square minus B square is there. So this is the tangent having slope m. Any general tangent to the hyperbola x square by A square minus y square by B square is equals to 1. The hyperbola equation is here, x square by A square minus y square by B square is equals to 1. So this is the hyperbola. If you take any tangent equation, it is always of the form y is equal to mx plus or minus root of A square M square minus B square. There exists another tangent to the hyperbola. These two are parallel. So a pair of tangents having same slope, that means they are parallel to each other. Understand? This is the general equation of tangent to the hyperbola. Next. Director circle. We know that the definition of the director circle in the ellipse chapter. Same definition he is also here. Director circle means the locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to ellipse is director circle. Instead of ellipse, you just write hyperbola. You write the director circle definition for the hyperbola. So the locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the hyperbola is called director circle. So the definition is the locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents. Perpendicular tangents. So angle between the tangents is 90 degrees. Then your point lies on what? Director circle. Let us try to derive the equation of the director circle. Okay. Suppose this is your hyperbola. These are the tangents to the hyperbola. Suppose they intersect at this point. Angle between these two tangents is 90 degrees. This is my point x1 comma y1. Let x1 comma y1 is the point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the hyperbola. Say. Now, equation of any tangent to the hyperbola is what? Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of A square M square minus B square. Equation of any tangent to the hyperbola is this one. Already we proved. If it is passing through my point of intersection x1 y1, that is the point of intersection of perpendicular tangents, we have the condition y1, take that one to the left side, mx1 is equals to root of A square M square minus B square plus or minus also is there. You can square this one. So y1 minus mx1 whole square is equals to what? A square M square minus B square. On squaring itself, we get y1 square plus m square x1 square minus 2x1 y1 m is equal to A square M square minus B square. Now my question is it quadratic in y1 or m or x1? Clearly it is quadratic equation in m, because x1 y1 is your point of intersection of the perpendicular tangents. The only varying is here m. So it is quadratic equation in m. So can I write in this manner? x1 square minus a square times of m square minus 2x1 y1 m plus y1 square plus b square is equals to 0. It is quadratic equation in m. Clearly it has two roots. These are the slopes of tangents drawn from point x1 y1 to your hyperbola. From this you conclude that at most two tangents can be drawn from the given point to your hyperbola. Already we discussed in your ellipse chapter the number of tangents drawn from the point to the ellipse. If S11 greater than 0, point is outside to the ellipse, at that time we can draw two tangents. Your point on the ellipse, the condition is S11 is equals to 0, at that time we can draw only one tangent. If S11 less than 0, the point is inside of the ellipse, we cannot draw any tangent to the ellipse. In the same manner, here also, your point is outside to hyperbola. The condition is what, my dears? S11 less than 0. Your point is outside to the hyperbola. At that time, we can draw two tangents to the hyperbola. Your S11 is equal to 0, point on the hyperbola. You can draw only one tangent at that point. Your S11 is greater than 0, point is inside of the hyperbola. We can't draw any tangent to this hyperbola. So at most two tangents can be drawn. That is the story. Now coming to this point, the sum of the slopes is what? M1 plus M2 is equals to 2x1 y1 by x1 square minus a square. Again the product of the slopes M1 M2 is equals to y1 square plus b square by x1 square minus a square. So this is the sum of the slopes. This is the product of the slopes. Now since the angle between the two tangents is here 90 degrees, therefore equate this one to minus 1. Now y1 square plus b square is equals to minus x1 square plus a square, implies x1 square plus y1 square is equals to a square minus b square. This is the condition for x1 y1. If you write the locus for x1 y1, we have the locus of x1 y1 is x square plus y square is equals to a square minus b square. So locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the hyperbola is its director circle. X square plus y square is equals to a square minus b square. Note that, my dears, some of the hyperbolas, the director circle may or may not exist. If a square minus b square is not positive, then the director circle does not exist. Consider this hyperbola, x square by 1 minus y square by 4 is equals to 1 is there. What is the equation of director circle? X square plus y square equal 1 minus 4, that is minus 3. Is it real circle? No, it is not real circle. So some of the hyperbolas may not possess the director circle. Sometimes it possesses the director circle. So what is that? X square plus y square is equals to a square minus b square is there. This is always less than a units. So the director circle may be in this manner. Locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents is the director circle. So sometimes it exists or it may not be exist by depending upon the values of a and b. This is your auxiliary circle. Auxiliary circle means the circle described on transverse axis as diameter, that is called auxiliary circle. Both auxiliary circle and director circle are concentric to the center of the hyperbola. So in the same manner about the ellipse, here also the circles are concentric. This is the director circle. This is your auxiliary circle. Understand? In the ellipse chapter, auxiliary circle is smaller than the director circle. Here the auxiliary circle is more than the director circle here. So just a controversy is there in the chapter related to the ellipse and hyperbola. So always we can compare with the properties of the ellipse to the properties of the hyperbola. Okay. So in your ellipse chapter, S11 is greater than 0, two tangents can be drawn. Here S11 should be less than 0. In position of the point itself, reverse there. So S11 is less than 0, your point is outside to the hyperbola. From that, two tangents can be drawn. S11 equal to 0, your point on the hyperbola, you can draw only one tangent. S11 greater than 0, your point inside of the hyperbola, it is not possible to draw any tangent through this point to the hyperbola. Okay. So this is the concept related to the director circle. Finally, what is director circle? Locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the hyperbola is called its director circle. Okay. Let us move for the next concept. Auxiliary circle. Already we know the definition of the auxiliary circle for the hyperbola, but we define in the locus mode. The locus of the foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent of the hyperbola is auxiliary circle. Same concept we have discussed in the ellipse chapter. We have discussed what is that? The locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent of ellipse is its auxiliary circle. In the same manner we can derive here also. The locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from where to where? Focus to tangent. Then that foot must and should be lies on your auxiliary circle. Let us try to draw the diagram. This is your hyperbola. Now, this is any tangent to the hyperbola. This is your focus of the hyperbola. Draw foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to the tangent. This is your foot of the perpendicular. Now, this foot automatically lies on the auxiliary circle of the hyperbola. This is 90 degrees. You are going to show that that point lies on your auxiliary circle. Locus of the foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent. So, this is the foot of the perpendicular. This is your foot of perpendicular drawn from where to where? Focus to this tangent. This is the tangent. At that time we get the locus is your auxiliary circle. Understand? How to write this one? We know the equation of any tangent to the hyperbola is what? Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square minus b square. Instead of plus b square in your ellipse, you just write minus b square. You can derive all these things. Consider the focus of the ellipse is AE comma 0. This is Px1 comma y1, foot of perpendicular, drawn from the focus AE comma 0 to the tangent y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square minus b square. Now, first condition is the point P lies on your tangent. P lies on y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square minus b square. Implies what is the condition? y1 minus mx1 whole square is equals to a square m square minus b square. This is the equation number 1. And again, slope of tangent into slope of SP is equals to minus 1. And slope of tangent into slope of SP is equal to minus 1. What is the slope of tangent? M into slope of SP is equal to y1 minus 0 by x1 minus AE. y1 minus 0 by x1 minus AE is equal to minus 1. Implies m by 1 is equals to minus x1 plus AE. Implies x1 plus m by 1 is equals to AE. Implies x1 plus m by 1 whole square is equals to a square e square. Is equals to a square e square. This is equation number 2. From 1 and 2, we eliminate m, we obtain the required locus. So, just by adding 1 and 2, we get y1 square plus x1 square, m square x1 square, m square y1 square, 2x1 y1, m 2x1 y1 m gets cancelled. You have y1 square plus m square x1 square plus x1 square plus m square y1 square is equals to a square m square minus b square plus a square e square is there. Okay. Now you can take common y1 square into m square y1 square. You can take y1 square common. Here from x1 square common. Now what happened? Take x1 square common from these two terms, x1 square into 1 plus m square. Similarly, plus y1 square into 1 plus m square is equals to a square m square minus of b square, means a square is square minus a square. This is the b square value, plus a square is there. A square is square, a square is square gets cancelled. Minus into minus, plus is there. You can take common a square into 1 plus m square, because plus a square m square. By taking a square itself, a square into 1 plus m square. Therefore, we have 1 plus m square times of x1 square plus y1 square is equals to a square times of 1 plus m square. Okay. 1 plus m square gets cancelled. We have the condition x1 square plus y1 square equal to a square. Therefore, the locus of x1, y1 is what? X square plus y square is equals to a square. This is the locus of the foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent of the ellipse, as well as here hyperbola. So, locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from focus to any tangent of hyperbola is its auxiliary circle. It is the same definition in the ellipse chapter also. Both are very similar derivations. Instead of minus b square, you just write plus b square. You get the entire derivation in the ellipse chapter. So, in this manner, we can define the auxiliary circle also. Locus of foot of perpendicular drawn from where to where? Focus to tangent must and should be lies on the auxiliary circle. Understand? So every foot must and should be lies on what? Auxiliary circle. What is the definition of director circle? Locus of point of intersection of perpendicular tangents to the hyperbola as well as ellipse. So director circle equation in the hyperbola to the x square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1 is x square plus y square is equals to a square minus b square. The auxiliary circle equation is what? X square plus y square is equals to a square. Suppose your hyperbola is y square by b square minus x square by a square equal to 1. The auxiliary circle is x square plus y square is equal to b square, and the director circle is x square plus y square is equals to b square minus a square. X square plus y square equal to b square minus a square. So, the structure of the hyperbola equation itself different. There is no importance for the a square value which is more than b square or not. So, there is no importance of which one is the largest value among a square and b square. The structure itself different in the chapter hyperbola. So, the auxiliary circle equation is x square plus y square equal to a square for main hyperbola. For the conjugate hyperbola, the auxiliary circle equation is x square plus y square is equals to b square. So, what is main definition for the auxiliary circle? The circle described on the transverse axis as diameter is called its auxiliary circle. Okay. Next concept. Now, let us see the equation of tangent at px1 comma y1 to s equal to 0 is s1 is equals to 0. So, after writing the general equation of the ellipse, let us do the particular tangents. The particular tangent at px1 comma y1 to the hyperbola s equal to 0 is what, my dears? S1 is equals to 0. So, what is the equation of s? X square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. This is the equation of hyperbola. Now, differentiate this with respect to x. We get 2x by a square minus 2y by b square into y1 or y dash is equals to 0. So, 2y y dash by b square is equals to 2x by a square. Here 2 gets cancelled. Y dash is equals to b square x by a square y is there. Y dash of point P x1 y1 is b square x1 by a square y1 is there. This is the slope of the tangent at point P x1 comma y1 to your hyperbola. Once if you know the slope of the point, slope of the tangent and point, you can write the equation of the tangent at point to the hyperbola. So what is the equation? Y minus y1 is equals to b square x1 by a square y1 into x minus x1. So on simplifying this equation, we get s1 is equals to 0. Clearly, a square y1 minus a square y1 square is equals to b square xx1 minus b square x1 square implies b square xx1 minus a square y1 is equal to b square x1 square minus a square y1 square. Taking the term b square xx1 is there, I am taking a square y1 to the right side and b square x1 square to the left side in this manner we obtain. Now dividing on both sides by a square b square, clearly we get xx1 by a square minus y1 by b square is equals to x1 square by a square minus y1 square by b square. And subtract 1 on both sides, we get in this manner. But x1 y1 lies on your hyperbola, that becomes 0. So it is 0. This is the expression for s1. You write s1. So s1 is equals to 0. This is the equation of tangent at px1 comma y1 to your hyperbola x square by a square minus y square by b square is equals to 1. This is your point P. Now you can write the equation of tangent at P to the hyperbola. So this is the particular tangent to the hyperbola. This is what? Particular tangent. General tangent having slope m is what? Y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square minus b square. That is in the slope form, general tangent. You can find the point of contact for that one also. It is the particular tangent that is at x1 comma y1 to your hyperbola. Its equation is what? S1 is equals to 0. So what is S1? xx1 by a square, xx1 by a square minus y1 by b square is minus 1 is equals to 0 or is equals to 1 you may write. This is the formula for S1 in the chapter hyperbola. Now next one, we can write the tangent equation at the particular point which is in the parametric form also. So the equation of tangent at P of theta to the hyperbola is x by a secant theta minus y by b tan theta is equals to 1. This is the equation of tangent at P of theta to your hyperbola which is in the standard form. That is x square by a square minus y square by b square is equals to 1. It is very easy for you. Now, what is the equation of tangent at x1 comma y1 to your hyperbola? That is s1 is equals to 0. What is your s1? xx1 by a square minus y1 by b square minus 1 equal to 0 or is equals to 1. But what is your x1 y1 here? x1 y1 is in the parametric form. That is a secant theta comma b tan theta. So this is the parametric point. P of theta we mean a secant theta comma b tan theta. Replace x1 by this one, y1 by this. We get the equation of tangent. X by a square into a secant theta minus y by b square into b tan theta is equals to 1 is there. B gets cancelled, a times cancelled, implies the remaining thing is x by a secant theta minus y by b tan theta is equals to 1. This is the equation of tangent at P of theta to the hyperbola. So this is the derivation of the tangent at particular point which is in the parametric form. Here theta is the eccentric angle of that particular point P. Okay, it is not inclination of the tangent. So x by a secant theta minus y by b tan theta equal to 1 is the equation of tangent at P of theta, where theta is the eccentric angle of the point P. Okay. Next concept. the equation of normal at Px1 comma y1 to your hyperbola s equal to 0 is a square x by x1 plus b square y by y1 is equals to a square plus b square. So already we can find the slope of tangent at Px1 comma y1, and just you reverse that one and put minus n, we get the slope of normal. Once if you have the point and slope of normal, we can write the equation of normal at Px1 comma y1 to your hyperbola. So this is your hyperbola. This is any point. This is the tangent at that point. We can write the normal at this point. Its equation is what they are saying: a square x by x1 plus b square y by y1 is equals to a square plus b square. What is your hyperbola equation? X square by a square minus y square by b square equal to 1. Just by differentiating, 2x by a square minus 2y y dash by b square is equals to 0. So 2y y dash by b square is equals to 2x by a square. 2 gets cancelled. Implies the slope of that point. Tangent at that point is what? B square x1 by a square y1. Y dash at P is b square x1 by a square y1 is there. Now slope of normal is what? Slope of normal becomes what? Minus a square y1 by b square x1. So we have the slope of normal, you have the point. Can you write the equation of normal at that point or not? Yes. Y minus y1 is equal to minus a square y1 by b square x1 into x minus x1. Implies b square x1y minus b square x1 y1 is equal to minus a square y1x minus into minus plus a square x1 y1. Now you can take this one into the left side and b square x1 y1 to the right side. We get a square y1x plus b square x1y is equal to a square plus b square times of x1 y1. Now dividing on both sides by x1 y1, we get a square x by x1 plus b square y by y1, b square y by y1 is equals to a square plus b square. This is the equation of normal at P x1 comma y1 to your hyperbola, that is x square by a square minus y square by b square is equals to 1. Okay. Next, equation of normal at P of theta to s equal to 0 is ax by secant theta plus by tan theta is equals to a square plus b square. Already you know that the equation of normal at x1 y1 is what? A square x by x1 plus b square y by y1 is equals to a square plus b square. Replace x1 by a secant theta, y1 by b tan theta, we get the equation of normal at the parametric point P of theta. A square x by, your x1 is what? A secant theta plus b square y by y1 is what? B tan theta is equals to a square plus b square. BB gets cancelled, AA gets cancelled. Implies you have AX by secant theta plus BY by tan theta is equals to a square plus b square. This is the equation of normal at P of theta to your hyperbola. Suppose this is your hyperbola. You can take the point P of theta, where theta is eccentric angle of that point. This is the tangent at that point. You can draw the normal. Its equation is what, my dears? Ax by secant theta plus by tan theta is equals to a square plus b square. In this manner, we can write the equations of tangents in general form as well as in the particular form. Also, we can write the equation of normal at x1 y1 and the parametric point P a secant theta comma b tan theta. So, with the help of these concepts, we will do some of the properties and problems in the next class. Thank you very much.